this is Incredible Hulk 250, which gives us a story with Hulk and Silver Surfman. This is a nice little comic by Bill Bungalow and John Buscema. That is Sal Buscema's brother. It is referred to passingly in an issue of Defenders, which is why I have it. Silver Surfman, he mentions the events from this. Hulk, he wants to be left alone. He always wants to be alone. And he has stumbled upon a quiet little town in the middle of nowhere. And as David Banner, he saves a little girl from being trampled by a ball. So the village accept David Banner as a hero. Then we cut to Silver Surfman, who is chillaxing in the Arctic Circle with his bros, the penguins, and he ends up intervening in a skirmish between seal hunters and seal lovers. I mean, they like seals. They didn't have sex with seals. Some of them might, but they're against clubbing seals. And there is Silver Surfman's never before seen and never again seen ability to conjure up a ginormous wave from the ocean floor. And this was back when Silver Surfman was trapped on Earth. Galactus Man had placed the barrier around the planet so that Silver Surfman couldn't leave. It was penance for his betrayal. It's surprising how long that was his status quo. And part of the reason for that is because Silver Surfman kinda had an embargo on him. Stanley Lee, he wanted to be the only person who wrote Silver Surfman comics. Even in 1981, when this came out, that was still like an unspoken rule at Marvel. But there were guest appearances of him, or cameos written by other writers. This issue isn't the cheapest one to find, and this page here might be why. We have a dozen or so first appearances of various international superheroes. In one of me old videos, I complained about issue 258 of this series being despicably priced for supposedly featuring the first appearance of the Soviet super soldiers. As I noted, they first appeared in Iron Man 109, and then again in this issue. And down here, they are even referred to as, well, look, the Soviet super soldiers. So I hope I have appropriately stuck it to the stupid people who get to decide what are key issues. Silver Surfman, he has gone in search of David Banner, who is now living a peaceful life in this quiet village without Hulk. There is a really odd passage of time, but this is something we see a lot with Hulk. Him and David Banner, they both find peace and tranquility in these small, tight-knit communities. But now Silver Surfman has arrived to ruin things for him. And his presence, it coaxes Hulk out for the first time in weeks or months. And for poor David Banner, it's all downhill from here. Something that I need to say, and I have turned to a page without him on. Great planning, Nimrod, son. The art, John Buscema's art, he does the definitive Hulk face. His Hulk is what all the merchandise, all the toys, it's what most people think of when they picture Hulk. Silver Surfman, he has come to David Banner with an idea. And then the Thing shows up with fruit pies. Silver Surfman, he thinks using Hulk's gamma energy, he might be able to pierce the energy field Galactus Man erected around Earth. So Silver Surfman, he isn't being as selfish as it seems. He is proposing transferring all of David Banner's irradiation into his own body. So not only would Silver Surfman possibly be able to free himself from his prison, but David Banner would actually be free of Hulk too. Bill Bungalow, the writer of this, there has been a lot of detractors of his work who have sprung up since the internet began. And even I have been critical of his Alpha Strike comics. But Bill Bungalow, he wrote some great Hulk stories. He wrote some great Spider-Man stories. And I think those are what people should be remembering, not the AIDS plots or the dwarfism stuff. Decent Hulk stories like this. Silver Surfman, when he gets bombarded with the gamma rays, he gets into a rage like Hulk. He starts attacking the town, and this seems to have been a side effect that David Banner, the super genius who has dedicated his life to researching gamma radiation and who has lived the last few years having to deal with this exact problem. He never considered Silver Surfman might turn into an angry beast too. I will say, I do like the certain restraint of not changing Silver Surfman's design for this. They didn't make him like a Silver Surf Hulk. It's just him with a green glow. I like that. Silver Surfman, he still cannot break free of Earth, and the village turn on David Banner for his part in all this. He transforms into Hulk, and our finish is a big fight between the two heroes. It's actually weird. This story doesn't mention the Defenders, or the two of them being together in early issues of that. It treats it like they are almost strangers. After some fighting, eventually Silver Surfman realises his folly and that he just fucked up David Banner, finally finding some peace. And the two of them are both cursed in a way. And now David Banner, he kind of gone back to that town. It is a downbeat ending. I always try to point out when I notice this. We have the writer answering the questions very succinctly, but he is the one who is replying to the mail. I think this is a good issue, a nice standalone story, a classic sort of Hulk parable thing. I think Hulk is at its best for little tales like this. Before I finish though, here is Defenders 92, which I have already reviewed. But I thought I would get this out and show the bit that references this Hulk issue. It's nothing outstanding. It's not a big part of this comic. There is a big crisis, and Doctor Strange has to gather the Defenders, and he contacts Silver Surfman, who declines to help because he is deeply haunted. He is very depressed and brooding over how much he made a royal mess of Hulk's life and how he doesn't want to see Hulk again. And we have a footnote to that issue. This is a good comic. I enjoyed it. Nice little fable. 7 thumbs up.